welcome back to Taronga Western Plains Zoo. My name's Caroline. I'm a bongo keeper. Very, very lucky because they are very rare and very beautiful. It is true. They're a critically endangered species and we're very fortunate to have 4 Eastern Bongo here. There is 2 subspecies of bongo. There's the lowland bongo and of course the mountain bongo. The mountain bongo inhabits the forest areas throughout Mount Kenya, and being such a critically endangered species these days, they've got lots of threats that they are facing, such as indiscriminate snaring, because they do live in an area that does have elephants and other species too that are used for the bushmeat trade. We do have lots of logging that is going on as well within their natural habitat, so that's quite tragic. So we do really need to preserve their habitats for their survival into the future. There are a few interesting features of this species, such as their coat. Now they are really attractive. They all come in this colour. Sometimes the males get a lot darker because they do have a little bit more testosterone. They do have these incredible stripes with an erectile dorsal of hair running along their back. Now the stripes on each side of the bongo tend to vary, so not necessarily an even number. Their horns are quite amazing. They're used for defense, and both the male and female have horns as well, and that helps them negotiate all that thick scrub throughout the forest areas too. Bongos do have quite a unique pigment that their body excretes as well. Especially when it rains, it tends to drop off in little driplets. Scientists aren't really sure why this happens or why their body naturally produces it, but there's some theories, and that would be 1, it will basically stain the environment with which they move through, so it makes other herd members easier to locate, but unfortunately it makes them easier targets for predators as well, because they can also find that trail. Bongo also have quite a prehensile tongue because they are primarily a browsing animal, so their tongue, sort of like the giraffe, is very dexterous and a little bit darker too, with a bit more pigment in it. So that helps prevent it from getting sunburnt in the dapple lights and the shades of the forested areas. We are involved in a regional breeding program here throughout Australasia, which is very, very important for them. And fortunately they breed relatively well in captivity. Their gestation period is approximately 9.5 months, and then a beautiful little calf is born. The females will generally give birth in privacy, like a lot of animals do, just like that little bit of time to imprint and have a little bit of time away from the group until the calf's strong. So with numbers that are estimated these days to be approximately 100, it's very, very difficult to get an accurate population density just because of their rarity these days. But there is good news. There's lots of conservation efforts happening for this species, such as the Kenyan Wildlife Service. They are starting to put out programs where they're protecting the habitat, working with local communities as well, getting them involved to value this species. And that way it does have a very symbiotic relationship too. And some of those amazing projects that have come to fruition, such as fresh water, reforesting the natural habitats, also beehive, where they can actually harvest the honey and use that within the communities as well. So really good things can be done if we just really need to put our mind to it to help preserve this most amazing species. Thanks so much for joining us. We do appreciate you coming along and understanding a little bit about this attractive, beautiful animal.